Well, first, we need to give, because I don't want to turn this into just Caitlin Clark podcast. The fact that South Carolina replaced all of their starters last year, lost them all to the W. I think they lost was it 6 to the W? Or was it 5?
The freshies. I don't quote me. I want to say it was 5 of them.
Okay. The fact that
I think
they were undefeated last year, lost all 5 starters, came back this year, undefeated again. We can really put Dawn Staley in the context of Gino and in the late Pat Summitt because of what she's done 3 of the last 7 years. You mentioned parity in women's college basketball. If there isn't parity, it's because Dawn Staley is like hoarding some of these trophies. Like, this is 3 in 7 years. This is something really remarkable for her and her all around basketball resume.
This is another one. Like, shout out to all the new eyeballs in women's sports. But like, if you think Dawn Staley is just a coach, you need to run it back. You need to go watch the episode of Martin. Like, Dawn Staley and Team USA, giving Martin and his boys the business. She's a basketball lifer, right? And we can have conversations about coaches that are excellent, praiseworthy, have won. But when you have conversations about basketball lifers, people that did it, competed at every level, won at every level, and then go on to coach, like, we're now talking about the upper crust of the upper echelon. Off the top of my head, like, currently in women's sports, I think of Kim Mulkey and I think of Dawn Staley, right? And so that is such rarefied air. I'd have to sit and be a little bit more deliberate on the men's side. I mean, I guess we can look at Hurley, who didn't have as great a professional career, but like did win. But that is rarefied air. And so I think for me, what makes Dawn's success extra sweet is that she does it her way. She shows up as a Black woman who loves her players, who loves this sports, who wants to hold media members accountable, media, and not just members in terms of individuals, but networks accountable. She said candidly to us last year, look, ESPN is cool, but we need more people fighting for the women's tournament. That's when the price goes up, right?
Right.
And she's absolutely right about that. So I just think she is class and grace personified. I mentioned earlier as we were discussing, I think her shout out to Caitlin Clark in the midst of celebrating her championship is so important. And that embodies the sentiment of so many of us. I have no issue with Caitlin Clark. I think she's amazing. I shared an earpiece with her last year at the Final Four. But I can still talk about this game constructively. And I can still acknowledge that there were so many women before her that laid this foundation. Now, shout out to this generation because they are coming in rock stars, knocking down shots when the eyeballs and the interest has been the biggest. And that is a kudos to their work. But they did not just pop up and make women's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, look, not to go on a tangent here, but I don't think y'all get it. And I'm going into the Wayback Machine. Cheryl Miller had a Hall of Fame basketball player in her house, and she was giving him the beats every day. We kind of need to slow down. And secondarily, if Juju Watkins stays 4 years in college you talk about these records, hey.
Come tumbling down. Come on.
I wonder how people are going to feel when Juju Watkins starts tearing down some of these newly built institutions. I will be very, very, hey, she's got a sophisticated game.
Come on.
That is a sophisticated game there. Like just, hey, if you haven't seen her play, or if you've only seen her play through the lens of the tournament, like, hey, like Monica said, welcome. But hey, she's coming, or she's here.